Welcome, Martin here from Adventure Bike Company. I've got Runa from Norway, who is traveling currently through New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Good to meet you, Runa,
Nice
and
to
thank
meet
you
you.
for taking some time and going through Nevis with us and just having some good time.
thanks
I've
for
got a couple
having
of questions for you because I'm pretty curious. I love meeting people who travel the world and on adventure bikes and especially going to remote areas. So I'll get straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
So what got you into adventure riding from the beginning?
Oh, good question. For me, getting my motorcycle license was all about combining it with travel. I always liked the outdoors, camping. I'm not a people person, but I prefer being at places that have less people. I stay away from cities and stuff like that. It's not that I don't like being around people, I just prefer when there's less. So for me, adventure riding has been part of, a way of travel that takes you to some of the nicest places we have. Also, just the scenery and the views and the fun roads and just combining travel and outdoors and all the good stuff. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, similar reason to mine. And why did you decide to come to New Zealand? Because I understand that you don't really have like 20 years of experience racing in motocross, enduro, and on other kind of motorcycle sports, and then straight away into the place which you can be really remote and then away from the people like we are at the moment, you know, far away from everything else. So why New Zealand?
I kind of always wanted to go to New Zealand. I really like the nature in Norway. I like the nature in Iceland. I've been there with my bike as well. And I was thinking like what country could top that, or what country has similar kind of nature and views and landscape. And New Zealand is pretty close. It has the volcanoes, it has the snowy high mountains, it has the fjords, at the same time as it has like the in the middle of the mountain kind of landscape. It just has everything, and in a pretty small country as well. So in a month you can cover so much and do so much different things.
And so far, what was the biggest impact in your? How long have you been here? 2 weeks?
Yep,
now?
2 weeks.
What was the biggest impact on your traveling here in New Zealand?
There's been so much because it's so also different.
In what way?
It just changes so much. Like I came from the North Island in Auckland, where it's kind of flat. You have the flowy hills, and then you come over to the South Island, and it just changes around every corner. It seems. You have the east side, it's a little bit flatter and brown, and then as soon as you come across over the mountain to the west side, it's so lush and green, and you have the high mountains and everything. So it just changes. Like in one day, you can have so many different types of scenery and landscape, and I love that. And I think it's just the whole combination of that has made the biggest impression. Like it just never gets boring. You just keep riding and experience new thing every day.
And then, if you would have any advice for anyone thinking about going to New Zealand, what would that be apart from getting a good sleeping bag?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, make sure you read up on the rules coming here, because you can't, if you're going to bring your own outdoor gear, they have to be squeaky clean because of the customs coming in here.
Did they made you clean the
Yeah.
the gear?
No, I cleaned everything so well before I came, like too well probably.
So it wasn't like a toothbrush on the airport and like
No.
that spot here?
I've already done that at home. Like my tent, my gear, everything was squeaky clean. Other than that, be prepared for all kind of weathers, because you can have the same day you can have 30 degrees and at night it's 5 degrees and rain in your tent. So just be prepared for all seasons in one day. Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent. From my side, that good advice when you're thinking about coming to New Zealand. If you clean your gear, take a picture or a video, because I've recently brought the bicycle, and they were asking me like, "Oh, is it clean?" And I just showed them the picture, and all they did, open the box, is the same bike. Yeah, great. Carry on. Easy to take it. And what would be your next destination after New Zealand?
Oh, I had no idea. I've been thinking so much about this. Well, I know for sure that this summer I'm going to the ABR festival in England. So I think I'm going to combine that with a trip through Scotland and Ireland, because I think it looks pretty nice. And after that, I don't really know.
So you're going to ABR?
Yep, I'm going to speak there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what would be the subject of your talk?
I haven't decided yet. It's a few months away, so I can make up my mind. But something about my take on travels, I guess.
And have you counted so far how many kilometers you've done on a
I have
motorcycle?
no idea.
If you
No idea.
roughly guess.
Well, I had my license. I got it in 2020, so that's 3.5 years.
Like from completely zero, from scratch. You never ridden a motorcycle
No,
before. You
no.
just sit down, got your license, and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna go and.
Well, let's go. Yeah.
And what was the first destination?
With a couple weeks after I got my license, I packed up my bike and went for like a week, just motorcycle camping trip, just to see what it was going to be like. The next year, I did my first like long trip, a month, 7,000 kilometers in Norway, going up to North Cape and back to
Whoa,
Lindesnes.
that probably was cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be cold, but I was very lucky with the weather. I had some good times as well.
Nice.
And yeah, after that, I quickly decided I want to go to Iceland.
More snow, more ice.
Yeah, let's go to all the cold places.
Have you thought about snow moto as well, and then just carry on to Greenland?
I tried that this winter.
So you're getting ready for Greenland.
Oh, that would be cool. Maybe better with the snowmobile instead then. But yeah.
Actually, on the mountain range where we're looking at,
Yeah,
in the winter, they actually run a snow moto operation.
that's so cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
They've got a great facility over there, and the guys are really good.
Awesome.
So yeah, if this is the next step and you decided to come back.
During the winter. Yeah.
So that was Iceland, and after
Mhm.
Iceland,
Same summer, I did a 2-week trip just down in Europe, going through Germany, into Austria, Italy, Switzerland, and back home again. But that was just 2 weeks. It was way too little time. You need more time doing that. And then next year, I went to Spain in between that in the winter for a week. And then last year, in 2023, I did a 42-day trip to Scandinavia. So Norway and around to Sweden and Denmark and back home again.
wow, you're clocking some kilometers, huh?
Yeah, 8,200 something kilometers for that trip.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so you've done quite a few kilometers so far,
Yeah.
and straight away into the big thing, into New Zealand.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering what would be the next if you think about riding in Greenland with some kind of snow moto.
Mm-hmm.
And in your travels, you probably came across a few different bikes, motorcycles. What were they?
What kind of bikes I've had?
Yes.
So my first bike was just a classic cruiser, Suzuki Intruder,
Okay.
1986 model.
Wow.
Yeah, because both my parents used to ride, and so I've been looking at their albums, and they had these kind of bikes. So I always thought, oh, that looks so cool. And I used that one on my first camping trip, and realized it's not the most convenient bike to travel on. And I also really wanted to try a little bit gravel riding and just get out like into the mountains. So the next bike I bought was a KTM 790 standard model. I had that for about a year, and then
how did you find it?
it was nice, really nice. Yeah, it met all my needs pretty much. It's not for my kind of gravel riding. It was fine. Yeah,
Awesome.
perfect. And a good entry level adventure bike as well.
Okay.
Next bike, because I went to a motorcycle gathering and I ended up trying a Ténéré just for fun. Shouldn't have done that because that ended up being expensive. Then I bought a Ténéré. Had that for about
And
a
you're
year.
still keeping those bikes, or you just
No, no.
I thought you just
no,
buying
no,
it
no.
like, oh, because that's the habit usually with people like, oh, one
Just
more
keep
is
them,
better,
yeah.
you know, oh, this one is good for this.
No, I
So
sold
that
them
was
all.
Ténéré. And how did you find Ténéré?
Oh, I liked it a lot. Yeah, it's a big bike, but manageable. That's the one I brought to Iceland. Very fun on gravel. I don't, go full throttle. I just kind of travel at my own
I've
pace.
just seen you doing a big water crossing. That was full throttle.
Yeah, in first gear. But yeah, I just do it my pace. I never had any classes or anything before starting to ride gravel, so it's just kind of been me learning
Really? Wow.
as I go. And
It looks like you did quite a few kilometers, to be
Yeah.
honest, From,
and now
from
I
what I've
travel
seen.
with some people as well and meet people along the way and get so many good advices. And last fall, autumn last year, I was challenged to participate at the Gotland Grand Nationals
Gotland.
Yeah, the world's largest
Yeah.
enduro race with like 3,000 bikers.
Yeah.
So that was my project then. I borrowed from Husqvarna a TE 150. Like a
Nice.
small little
Good
enduro
choice.
bike.
Good choice for that. It's pretty muddy over there, and
Yeah. So I had like 2 months to practice a little bit, and I went for Gotland.
okay.
And yeah,
I can see the puzzles now getting together.
Yeah.
Okay.
just the small things. Learning a little bit here and there, and
Good.
bringing it out to the big bike. Yeah.
Not being closed for any kind of riding. So that was Ténéré.
Mhm.
You liked it, and then you decided to go top heavyweight, which is
Yeah.
901.
So that actually happened. Like when the 901 came, I thought it looked so cool.
It
I
does.
really wanted it.
It's awesome looking bike.
Yeah. But the price range, it was just a little bit more expensive than the Ténéré.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they have kind of the same specs. So I never tried the Norden either before that. So I just had the Ténéré. And then I was contacted by Husqvarna the spring, like last spring in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, do you want to do the same you do now, just on this bike instead? Yes. So yeah, I'm now the ambassador for Husqvarna Motorcycle Scandinavia.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm just borrowing a bike from them, and
That's great. And then do you think you're gonna do a little bit more of like off-road riding, like Gotland, maybe to the next enduro rally or something like that?
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah,
just
I
taking
can,
a,
I
you
can,
know,
I can
just
see,
a little bit
I
more.
can see that smile when you're going through the water
Yeah.
crossings and everything. It's like, oh, that looks
Yeah.
intense, but so good.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So we'll
that's
see. There's some small plans in motion for this year as well, just some smaller I'm not very
competitive.
competitive of me. I just enjoy trying it, you know, and being part of it and learning.
And how do you find the 901 after riding?
I like it a lot. It's probably the
Comfortable.
bike that's given me most confidence off-road. It's easy to ride, and because the weight is so low,
Yep.
like it's so nimble. It's just so easy to, and like even like back down here where I stalled the bike in the river
Yep.
crossing, and you kind of start going over, but you're able to stop it, you know,
Yep.
just with a tap of the foot. Whereas other bikes, just a little bit is enough to like make you.
You look very confident on that bike. I
Yeah.
can see that you've been riding for a wee while, and yeah, it's a pleasure to see someone like just having so much fun, you know,
Yeah.
getting an off-road. And then I can see you crossing the dark side, the hardcore stuff
Unfortunately, yes.
in some time, you know, getting some more enduro experience, and then starting, you know, giving a Chris Birch competition.
No, you shouldn't have said that.
That's probably Birchy.
But that's the thing. It's so much easier to try more hard, difficult terrain when you're with someone. Like if I travel alone, I'm always a little bit more cautious and thinking about like, if this goes wrong, or like how am I supposed to fix that? How am I supposed to get out of it? So
But that's a pretty good big leap. I'm just trying to put my head through it. You went from Intruder straight away to 790,
Yeah.
which is also a big powerhouse,
Yep.
and with the intention to like, yeah, I need to get off-road.
mhm.
And then you get to Ténéré, which off-road wise, yeah, it feels like a big dirt bike, but it is a little bit top heavy.
Mhm.
And then you found your sweet spot on 901,
Yeah.
which is like super comfortable. You can clock the kilometers, but you can also have fun
Yes.
off-road as you do, which is an awesome to see. And then with not having a background in like racing and etc., yeah, I can see you progressing really quick,
Thanks.
going ahead. If you would, on the end, you know, just to finish this, if you will have any major advice to anyone thinking about starting getting into adventure biking with experience, no experience, like yourself, like thinking about making a, you know, driver's license, what would be the outtake to take from your experience?
Be afraid of falling. You know, I hear so many people saying that they don't want to do it because the bikes are too big, the legs are too short. They're afraid of like what's going to happen if you fall or if you drop the bike. It's all manageable. You just got to practice. You know, if you've seen Jocelyn Snow,
Yep.
tiny little American woman who rides a GS like a pro. It's just all about practice. And if you're afraid of dropping a bike, then just make sure you practice on lifting it, so that if it happens, then you know how to get out of the situation. Because once you fall in a few times, you kind of stop worrying so much about it.
Do you remember your first fall?
Where was that? I think I do. I think it was in Iceland, actually. Like my big speed, like yeah.
Was it on a speed actually?
Well, not that much. It was on a gravel road. Maybe I was doing like 30 or something. Just crossing. I was coming down a hill, and there was a machine in front of me, like scraping the road, and it left a big ridge in the middle of the road with just like big rocks and just
And you just hit that thing on a camber and etc.
Yeah. So I ended up doing like a 180, and
Chris Birch style, turning around. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Instead of like taking it slowly over, I decided, they always say speed is better, so I'm just gonna gas.
If in doubt, throttle it out. You know.
A lot of situation like that.
Oh, that's awesome. And then was it like, it's done and dusted now? Now I can enjoy riding.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It's usually when the people, I had few people falling down on a tour, just almost stationary.
Yeah.
And I always like that look. You know, they just look at you like, I'm like, finally,
Yeah.
finally, you're gonna have something to say after the trip. And they're like, yeah, awesome. You know. And then after that, you can see like it's done. You know, it's great and etc. Awesome. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure to have you here, and all the best in your travels. We're gonna be keeping an eye, and if you ever wanted to come back, you know, just give us a shout. We've got a few places in that location.
To choose from.
Yeah, and
awesome.
we can always share it with you. So
Thank you.
Thank you.